Hey, I've been talking to you a little bit about this. Excited to have this young man here in the studios. And like I said, the weather's not so bad today. It's, winter. What are you going to expect? But wouldn't it be nice right now if you could think back and just say, you know what? Boy, I bet the folks back in Colorado Springs are freezing this morning and you're laying on the beach and having breakfast and watching the sun come up and it's 80 degrees. And, I'm painting this picture because maybe that's not in your plans today, but it should be in your plans for the future. And here's the man that can help you plan. How'd you like that? We've got Bill with Cruise Planners. I did that strictly by accident, Bill.
I'm totally ready to go now.
Let's talk a little bit about Cruise Planners because you are we could call it a travel agency, I guess, but I think people have this big misconception, and that's one thing I want to clear up before we get into some more information here, that folks feel that that's not necessary anymore, that I can just go on the internet and I can do it, and I can save more money doing it on the internet, and it's more convenient for me. I think people are kind of confused about travel agencies, where they fit into travel and how they work.
Well, anyone that's ever gone out there and tried to plan a week vacation, a cruise, an all-inclusive or escorted tour, knows that you get bombarded with information, and then you have to cipher through what's true, what's not true. That's where the agent comes in as your advocate, and the experience that they bring to the table, it's going to make it so much better for you.
Well, and just like you and your staff at Cruise Planners, you all been there, done that for a lot of these trips. You can tell people, hey, when we went there, here's what we did, here's where we stayed, here's places for you to check out, here's places for you to stay away from.
Yep, exactly. We try to get out there as much as we can, and we've been a few places, and if we haven't, we can plug into a host of other cruise planners out across the country that have been there. So, yeah, our access is there, so we can get the information.
And it doesn't cost anybody anything more, does it?
No, most time we actually save people money, just because by putting it together in a package, usually you get a better deal overall.
And how do folks get a hold of you to talk more about planning a vacation, Bill?
The best way to get a hold of us is via the phone, 719-445-8698.
Okay, and you can give a call. It doesn't cost you a darn dime because there's no such thing as payphones anymore. 719-445-8698. That's 719-445-8698 for Cruise Planners. And if you want to check it out online first, make sure they're legitimate. They are. You can go to cruiseplanners-abctravel.com. That's cruiseplanners-abctravel.com. But you're more than willing to help people, you and your staff, talk with them over the phone. Set up a in-person consultation at your offices over by the Citadel Mall and kind of go over things. And if they've already got a destination in mind, great, you can talk with them a little bit more about that. But when I was in your office, I saw so many amazing destinations that I never even thought of, Bill. And the ships, the different cruise ships, I never even really thought that there was that many. And their setup, and you can talk a little bit more about this, but what I was impressed with is that there's a lot of them, that there's certain themes and things like that. So there's something for everybody, I'd say.
Certainly. You were talking earlier about being on a beach, and immediately everyone thinks the Caribbean. But
sure.
You know where summer is right now?
You're going to tell me.
Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, you know what? That is on my bucket list. I want to go down to Australia and get one of those oil cans, the Fosters. Okay, so it's summer there.
Yes, it's a great time to go there, escape this winter here, and go see their summer. It's a beautiful time over there.
And, Australia, I've never been there. I've obviously seen pictures and stuff. Amazing places. Some of the beaches and stuff, just incredible. And, surfer's paradise and a lot of those also. But there's so much to see, and there's so much that's, if you like, wildlife and things like that. The indigenous animals, if you will, are not found anyplace else in the world.
Oh, yeah. You're going to see stuff down there that exactly you want. Great Barrier Reef by itself has things that you can see nowhere else in the world.
And I've heard going snorkeling and things out there, and that you see stuff, as you said, you'll never see anyplace else.
Oh, yeah, that's a unique experience. Those that have been there right now, their hearts are jumping because, it's bringing back great memories for them.
Wow. Oh, I love that. See, and I'm already thinking about that when you're talking about that. That would just be an incredible thing. Now, you'd have to fly Qantas down there, I guess, right?
That's probably your best option.
Yeah,
They take care of you.
But do they have cruises that go there, or is it pretty much you fly in?
Actually, cruising is a great option because when you cruise, you can get New Zealand and you can get Fiji in there.
Oh, really?
At a relatively short period of time.
Okay. And one thing that I think people need to understand that you schooled me on, and I appreciate that when we were talking, is that, when price is no object and, you're just, I don't care what it costs. We're not talking about price. This is what I want, the trip of a lifetime, and money is no object. Well, that's great. But for a lot of us, we've got budgets. And the fact is that we think that a lot of this is out of the reach of our normal budget for a yearly vacation. But it doesn't have to be, does it?
No, not necessarily. You plan accordingly to what you want, and the farther you plan out, the less you're going to put towards that per month.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to dispel this right away because it made sense when you told me this before, is that people feel like, I'm going to do a lot of research on this, but I'm going to wait until the last minute. And when they've got 10 rooms left for that ship, then I'm going to get a great deal. And that's not necessarily true. That's contrary thinking.
Yeah, just think if you were the owner of that ship, you want to fill it in. But what's left when they're sailing in 10 days? It's what everybody else didn't want.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So you're going to be right there next to the boiler or something like that. You'll probably have duties in the middle of the night where you've got to shovel coal into it or something like that. Not much of a vacation, I'd say.
Yeah, you just take the risk of spoiling what you thought you were going to have versus what you're going to get. The farther out you go is when you're going to get your best deals because they're trying to fill the ship so that they know that they can have that itinerary.
Well, and that makes sense because if they've got 10 people that have booked on a ship, then they're going to be a little bit worried about that, obviously. So it does make more sense because that way they can figure it out in the beginning. They know how many people are going to be on there, and they've really already paid for all the fuel and the staff and everything else before the ship even leaves the port.
Exactly. The people are getting the best deals are the ones that are making it a break-even cruise for the cruise line. After that, they'll raise them up and make their profit that way.
Oh, okay. And so, folks, you don't want to hold off and wait until the last minute. That's not good thinking in terms of the vacationing world. Give them a call today. You work with people for kind of budgeting a little bit, too. If somebody is coming into you right now and say, Bill, next January, we want to take and we want to have this great cruise, and we've been thinking and planning about this. And is that something you can help people with, even though they're thinking about, like, say, maybe a year out?
Oh, certainly. The farther out you go, the better you can budget it and put it into your family budget plan. Mm-hmm. You can pay, once you get your deposit, whatever you're going on is going to have a different deposit amount. Most of them are fairly low amounts.
Oh, okay.
And then once you throw that down, you can pay on a monthly basis.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a lot of different ways to do this, that you can pay on the monthly basis, or you can throw that into your coffee can every month and pay the whole thing off at the end of that.
Yep. Most of the time, whether it's cruising, all-inclusive, or escorted tours, they usually have a pay in full 90 days out.
Oh, okay.
So no matter how far you book it out, you're still going to get that much time to get them paid.
Okay, so
in most cases.
Okay, so it doesn't hurt to start planning early then.
Oh no, yeah. The sooner you get it planned, the better off it's going to be.
Okay. And folks, these are the people that can help you make those plans with cruise planners. And, if you're just thinking about this and getting to that point where you want to get a little bit more information, you want to get, of course, some information on how much is this going to cost, and am I going to be able to fit it in my budget, or am I shooting too high right now? That's what they do is that they'll help you and they'll walk you through this, and they're not going to twist your arm or anything. So you can give them a call at 719-445-8698. That's 719-445-8698 for cruise planners, and talk with them a little bit about what's going on, what you're thinking about doing, and they're going to help walk you through this. And, real quick before we go to break, one of the other nice things we were talking about before that I really like is that when we're talking cruises specifically, there's no ships that go out of Colorado last I checked.
No, nothing coming out of Colorado. You're going to have to fly there to get there.
But you're going to help people with that in terms of that whole itinerary. In most cases, I think that if you go online, correct me if I'm wrong, you would have to probably piece these things together yourself from different carriers and things.
Yeah, if you want a good, solid value, you're going to have to go to multiple websites, and you're going to have to cipher through, is this a good deal? Mm-hmm. Whereas when you come into an agent, they've already done that and put the deal together for you.
Okay, so there's no guesswork, really.
No. Once you see it, then you can, the best thing to do with your agent is treat them like an agent. Tell them what you want. Tell them what your concerns are, mm-hmm. so that either they can fix it, or they can tell you why what you have is probably better than what you think you want.
Oh, okay. Well, I just like it better. Obviously, if I'm taking a flight from Colorado Springs to Chicago, that's pretty straightforward. I can go online and figure that one out myself, and, who cares? I'm just looking to get to my destination. But when we're talking about planning a vacation, there's so many things that could be hiccups, and not the least of which is that if you decide, this is a better price on the airfare, and what if that plane was delayed, you were cutting it too close, and then you end up missing your ship? Boy, your ship sails, your vacation's gone.
Yeah, it kind of put a damper on your plans there.
Yeah, I'd say you're going to change up and have a vacation in Florida instead.
Yeah. Two things too about that. When you're booking yourself, you're taking the time away from what you're supposed to be doing to make the money to go on that vacation. Having me do it, it costs you nothing. Costs you not a dime. And
all the
frees
time,
you up.
and all the time that you save, and you and your staff, obviously, since you are world travelers, the destinations, and is this good or is this not, and you can let people know. They might have heard from somebody else that it was a great time of year to go to Syria or something like that. You guys might advise against that.
Right? Yeah. And we can dispel some of the myths that are out there, the misinformation,
right,
or the fallacies that are common. For instance, most people think they need to book a vacation far out to save the money. That's a part of it. But you know what happens when you go on vacation? Other people want to go with you. You need to give them time to do that.
Yeah.
So that it enhances that vacation, and you can share it with the people that are most important with you.
You bring up a great point, because you're taking one of these great vacations, and sometimes you just want to be alone with your spouse, significant other, but more often than not, you probably find that where people want to bring, family, friends along and stuff, and as you said, share the experience.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times we're a social being.
Yeah.
And we like to share our great moments with other people.
Which is why Facebook is so popular, huh?
Oh, yeah. Snapchat and all that stuff.
Yeah, look at me. Hey, I'm enjoying the new Big Mac right now.
To do that in person on a vacation really enhances the overall experience.
And folks, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Bill with Cruise Planners, and they can help you plan that vacation of a lifetime. And whether it's a cruise or a resort or, maybe just a theme park destination, they do this all day. That's all they do, and they do it really, really well to help you not only save your time, save money, and also get that trip of a lifetime that you're always going to remember, and it is not going to turn out like the Griswolds vacation. So you can give them a call at 719-445-8698. That's 719-445-8698. And online it is cruiseplanners-abctravel.com. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got a whole lot more to help you have that vacation of a lifetime. So stay with us right here on 101.3 FM. Pros on Call will be right back with that and a whole lot more. We've been here talking with Bill with Cruise Planners. It doesn't cost you more to use a travel agency. It actually saves you money, and it saves you a lot of time. And it's absolutely free. Give them a call. Talk with them a little bit about what you're thinking for your next destination, or let them give you some ideas of some great destinations that can fit into your budget. That's what they're here for. So you can give them a call today. Don't leave home without them. 719-445-8698. That's 719-445-8698. And online, cruiseplanners-abctravel.com. And, let's talk about this. I've heard about this before, Bill. All-inclusive resorts, and it sounds so cool. Are there really ones out there that everything is included, or do you usually end up in a position where you go to a destination, to a resort, and, we always think like, Mexico or something like that. So theoretically everything's included, but then you find out you got to pay for this and anything extra. You want to go snorkeling or something, you got to pay for that and stuff. And so that could really kind of break your budget.
It depending on where you go in the world, a lot of the ones in Mexico are all inclusive. Unless, of course, you're going to the bargain discount places. They're going to be off the beach, and they're going to be not all-inclusive. But the all-inclusives, it's going to include your room. It's going to include your meals. It's going to include your drinks. It's going to include your entertainment. They're really a good deal.
Wow. Now, I know a lot of the cruise ships are that way, where once you're on board, that's it. Unless you want to, gamble, or, a lot of times I guess drinks are additional unless you're gambling. But there are different levels, and that's something that can surprise people sometimes.
Sure. When you're on a cruise, the cruise lines have tried to cut cost. And in doing so, what they've done is they say, not everyone drinks, so let's not include the drink and lower the cost a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And, not everyone wants to do things on shore. Everyone wants to do different things. So when you get on shore, you get those activities you're doing are going to cost extra to keep the cost of the cruise down. Mm-hmm. On an all-inclusive, it's just the opposite. They're trying to attract people, so they're going to add more and more to their packages to entice you to their place.
Okay, and it comes down to just kind of weighing the cost as to whether it's going to fit for you or not, right?
Exactly. Yeah. When you're deciding where you want to go, in Mexico, it's Cancun, it's Cozumel, and Puerto Vallarta. Those are the three big popular destinations. Mm-hmm. And all three are different. But all three of those, the trend is all-inclusive, to where your packages are complete. So when you get down there, you don't need to break out your wallet every time you want to do something. Right. That's really nice.
Well, and I would think so too, because we were talking a little bit about some of these, and I know I've heard of like Sandals resorts where you leave your wallet at home. I mean, whatever you want. I mean, it's just there for you. It can help your budget that you decide you want to go snorkeling or you want to go hang gliding or whatever the case may be. Then you already know I can do that, and it's not going to cost me any more.
Well, the worst thing to do on vacation is be that parent that is constantly having to say no.
Yeah.
All-inclusives help you say yes.
Yeah. Well, and I'm hearing what you're saying on that. And there again, that's probably a pitfall that a lot of people have fallen into. And once they've talked with you, said, gee, Bill, we wish that we would have found you before because we didn't know that we had to pay for this, that this wasn't included and that wasn't included. And you got to read the fine print. And you are already going through the fine print for people, right?
Exactly. When you walk into our office, the first thing people normally notice is our wall of certificates.
Yeah,
and it's a wall.
It's a whole wall.
And they're training us on how they promote themselves and what it is that makes them unique compared to their competitors. And that training and experience is beyond value.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it doesn't cost you as a consumer anything more to get all of that experience you and your staff have at Cruise Planners.
Exactly. That comes with the visit.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it this way. We talked about Australia. Summer down there, beautiful to be down under. Where else would you suggest right now are things that people should think of that are either really good bargains or that it's a really good destination at this time of year?
South America, Peru, Costa Rica is always popular. Everyone that goes south thinks Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, you got Australia, you got New Zealand, you got Hong Kong and China. China this time of year, I would stay away because they use coal and the smog levels way up.
And we need to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't piss them off too much yet, too. So,
he'll be okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing around.
Who knows?
Yeah, well, but this is a good time to go to the Far East.
Yeah, this is a perfect time to go because you're going to see the Far East without the crowd. It's a great time to go there.
What about Japan? What do you think about Japan?
I love Japan. It's just it's a unique place to go. The people are always so friendly.
That's what I've heard.
And
so
it's
it is
very
true.
unique. Oh yeah.
And the culture over there is amazing, and there again, that's another place where I'd love to go and go to Japan. On the other side, and that's something that's on my bucket list that I definitely want to do though is the European vacation, not the Griswolds type, but doing the river cruises. I've heard those are incredible.
That is the newest, best trend going on now is the river cruises. In fact, we got one going on in December this year on the Danube. Christmas markets and just soaking up the culture of a European vacation done right.
And that's so nice. You're going to be able to stop at ports and cities and things like that you can't get to in a regular sized cruise ship on those river cruises.
Oh yeah, you walk off a river cruise, you're in the town. You don't have to get to the town. You're in the town.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
So all this and more is waiting for folks. All they have to do is pick up the phone and call Cruise Planners to set it in motion. And, whether they're looking for their first cruise and the budget's tight or whether it's the trip of a lifetime and money's no option or the cost is no exception, whatever, all of those are available from your folks at Cruise Planners, right?
Yeah, we cater to all. Big budgets, small budgets, and everything in between.
And folks, it doesn't cost you more. You're just going to get more when you deal with the folks at Cruise Planners. And you can give them a call today at 719-445-8698. That's 719-445-8698. And online, cruiseplanners-abctravel.com. And, of course, if you miss any of that, just go to prosoncalllive.com and go to our pro businesses and all their info's right there. Bill, I can't thank you enough for being here. It's always so interesting. And now I'm just looking out the window thinking and wishing that I was on a nice beach someplace.
Yep, and you know who you can talk to get you there.
I think I can go to Cruise Planners.
It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad you had me back.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Bill.